How are we doing, guys? Fleetwood 2, Leeds United 1, pre-season continues. So, yeah, obviously result-wise, it's a bit disappointing, but in the context of the team we put out tonight, it's pretty encouraging, to be fair, in terms of some very encouraging performances tonight. Obviously, this was far and away from being a senior Leeds team that we put out tonight, albeit you did see the likes of Adam Forshaw, Lewis Bate, obviously we saw for the first time. Ian Poveda came on. A couple of players who were pretty close to the first team, but it was mostly the under-23s. Obviously Mark Jackson took charge again tonight. What a top job he's done with the under-23s, by the way. And we were competitive against a decent League One team, quite a fancied League One team. We've got to remember, this is quite a young Leeds team. I think the average age was kind of 19, 20, and we're playing against experienced pros in this game. So, in terms of physicality, there was a clear mismatch, but I thought we gave a decent account of ourselves. Just made a couple of notes on the game as always. So, first half, I was encouraged. I thought we were a better team first half. Some nice link-up play, and we caused some problems. I thought Jack Jenkins was impressive in possession. We controlled things quite well, kept the ball well, and yeah, I created a couple of chances. A couple of chances for Max Dean. We get ourselves the goal. Lovely delivery from Stuart McKinstry from the left side, from the corner. Sorry, the left corner. Lovely delivery with his right foot. Great header off Charlie Cresswell, and another goal for Charlie Cresswell as well. Because what a player he is, by the way. I'm going to go into that as we progress on this post-match. But what a fantastic talent Charlie Cresswell is. And yeah, wow, fantastic talent. Other notes on the game in that kind of first half. I mean, it's the best look I've had at Cresswell Summerville. I've watched obviously under-23 games last season, but this is kind of the setting I think you really judge a player on. In terms of against senior pros, with a little bit more pressure on in terms of trying to push into the first team. Summerville massively passed the test. I mean, obviously against Guiseley we couldn't see the game live, but he's involved in the goals against Guiseley, scores a penalty. And that's what I like about him. The fact he took that penalty against Guiseley, the fact he is a penalty taker, sums up how much he believes in his own ability. I think there was even controversy towards the back end of last season in the under-23s when he took a penalty off someone else. But in terms of talent, oh my word, he's unreal. He is unreal. There's a couple of players. It's easy to rave about all the players, the lads who played tonight, but Summerville and a couple of others just really stood out. It's how direct he is. He's already an outlet. He makes so many runs in behind. His off-the-ball movement is superb. Link-up play, combination play with Cody on the right back. Cody Drama is absolutely fantastic. They've got a similar dynamic, obviously to a lesser extent to like Ayland and Rafinha. I'm not saying that quality yet, but it's a similar kind of dynamic. They really do link up well on that right side. And he's just amazing. He's just so direct. He's what you love from a Leeds United winger. Who gets on the ball, he drives at the fullback, he backs himself all the time 1v1. He's fantastic. What a fantastic 1v1 dribbler. He gets his shots off, he's decisive in the final third, he makes things happen, he creates chances, he's a goal scorer, he's a clear goal threat, he's a fantastic footballer. It's Cresswell Summerville. I just thought I'd point that out. I think most of the players were at a similar level tonight, but Summerville definitely stood out. And I don't think that was even Summerville at his best. I just think the fact he's just ready. He's just ready. And I think it might be a controversial point to make, but in terms of when Ian Poveda came on the left wing, it looked like Summerville was probably the more ready out of the two. I like Ian Poveda. I really do like Ian Poveda. But for me, not to discourage Ian Poveda at all, but I do think Summerville should get more minutes. Not necessarily more minutes than Poveda, but he should definitely get minutes this season. I do genuinely think he's, in terms of what they've done on the pitch in recent kind of weeks and months and whatever you want to take from last season, I do think Summerville's probably controversial, maybe. Controversial, let us know in the comments what you think, but he's not far off a Poveda or Costa level already for me. I do like Poveda and Costa, but Summerville, it's more praise for Summerville rather than having to go at Poveda or Costa, but Summerville's such an extraordinary talent in terms of what he does. He just stands out. He just really does stand out whenever you see him. Another player that stands out is Charlie Cresswell. Absolute unbelievable. He's absolutely unbelievable. And I'm lost for words. I can't believe he's 18. He plays like he's 24, 25, approaching the peak of his career. He's a leader at the back. He doesn't lose anything in the air. He wins everything on the ground. He's just decisive. He keeps the line high. He doesn't let us drop deep. He's a proper leader. He pushes the whole team up. And you just see that from him. He's just a natural leader. And when he came off, I think it made a massive difference to the performance. And let's hope that injury isn't too bad. But I'd generally go as far to say that Cresswell, in terms of how he's performing at his age, if everything goes well, under the likes of Mark Jackson and then hopefully Marcelo Bielsa in the first team, I genuinely do see Charlie Cresswell as a potential England international. I genuinely do see that. I'm not just basing it off this game tonight, but like Summerville, this was the main test. See how he does against this level of opposition. He's done fantastically for the under-23s. I think he had the game last season against Hull where he looked decent at the back. And yeah, I think he's a massive talent. He genuinely does remind me of a young John Stones. He genuinely does. He's massive. He wins things in the air, but he's good on the ball as well, on both feet. He's playing that left side. And he just looks fantastic. He does genuinely look fantastic. Let's hope that injury isn't too serious. Cody Drammer at right back as well. Again, I really like him. And Lewis Bates, obviously we saw the first we've seen of Lewis Bates, and I know he gives away the penalty, but he makes things happen at the other end of the pitch. He gets on the ball, he dictates things, he puts moves together, he created a couple of chances, makes some nice little runs into the half spaces, similar to Click to an extent, but I'm not saying he's a similar player to Click, but he makes that similar off the ball movement in the final third. Very, very good player. There's a reason we've paid 1.5 million for this lad. He's a top talent. Yes, it wasn't a great start in terms of giving the penalty away in the first 10 minutes, but it's pre-season. I've seen enough there to say that Bates, Drammer, Summerville, Cresswell are ready to play, not regular minutes, but they're ready to play some minutes this season, whether that's in the league to cover injuries, in the cups, who knows, but they are ready. I think they're the big four for me, the four that look the most accomplished, I think, out of all the players at the minute. But for me, Amari Miller, the first look at Amari Miller, again, a player who looks very promising. A little bit less direct than Summerville, but very, very technical. Links up very nicely with Liam McCarron on that left-hand side. A lot of overlaps from McCarron. And Amari Miller just dropping a little bit deeper and feeding him into space very, very well. Very impressed by Amari Miller from Birmingham City. Stuart McKinstry, first half, made things happen in the middle, playing a little bit ahead of Adam Forshaw. Again, great to see Adam Forshaw, by the way. Got another good 45 minutes under his belt. Got on the ball, typical Adam Forshaw stuff. Didn't give the ball away once. Plenty of passes, made things happen. Intense off the ball. A typical Adam Forshaw performance. But Stuart McKinstry offered a little bit more in the final third. Nice and direct as well on the ball. And yeah, good player too. I think he's very close, as is Jack Jenkins. But I think Jenkins, McKinstry and Miller, not quite at the level of the other four. But I think in another season in the under-23s, they are definitely pushing up for me. Great to see Simon Grayson again. Absolute legend of a man. Both on and off the pitch. I've met him several times. He's a legend. He's my hero, Simon Grayson, in terms of what he did for this football club. Let's not forget that. But yeah, just an amazing night to see so much potential, really. The result is pretty meaningless, if we're being honest, in the context of the players we played tonight. The differences in physicality and experience was clear to see. But yeah, very promising. I think the thing to say is I picked out at least 7 or 8 players there. Normally from the under-23 squad, only really 2 or 3, each kind of 5-6 years make it in terms of being Premier League or top-level Championship players. I see at least double that, maybe triple that in this squad. This is such an amazing group we've got together of talent. It's just amazing to see. But yeah, obviously second half was a little bit more difficult for us. I think Fleetwood definitely were better. They created a lot of chances. I think all in all it's been a really positive evening. I think it's just gonna be good to see this under-23s team, how it develops as the season goes on. Will some of these players play minutes this season? Let's hope so. But let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on the game tonight. Any particular man of the matches? I'm going to go Charlie Cresswell. I think he was just absolutely fantastic, and I think the way the performance kind of dropped off, certainly defensively, Fleetwood had a lot of joy, I think, in terms of getting shots off without a leader like Cresswell at the back. I think that was clear to see. Let's hope that injury's not serious, but for me, man of the match, Charlie Cresswell. Do you agree with me? Is he a future England international? I just think at 18, he's got everything. He has genuinely got everything. Of course, he's got to get that first team experience. just minutes. I think that's what he needs now, minutes. Do we loan him out maybe, to play week in, week out? I just think he's such a top level centre-back, and yeah, obviously he's 5th choice at the minute in terms of the 4 fantastic centre-halves we already have, but he's a great player as Charlie Cresswell. Let's hope we see more of him. Summerville, very impressive as well, but all in all, that is my post-match reaction. Guys, please vote for us in the Football Content Awards. The link is in the description down below. It'd be much appreciated if you can vote for us on that, guys, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hopefully get a player ratings out tonight as well. See you later, guys. See you later.